Welcome to the deep dive. You send us the sources, we pull out the key knowledge. Simple as that. Makes you instantly informed.
Mhm.
And today, we're really focusing in how Salesforce consultants can actually win clients, win projects, specifically looking ahead to 2025.
Yeah, it's a big topic. And
Huh?
we've got this document you shared, Salesforce Consultant Series 2025, Winning Clients and Projects. It's part 2 of 5 by Raksha Sanganee.
Right. Raksha Sanganee. Let's talk about her for a second because her credentials seem, well, pretty solid for this topic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just looking at her LinkedIn. Salesforce Solution Consultant at Fluido, that's current,
Oh, okay.
and the certifications.
Wow.
It mentions 14 Salesforce certs, plus like 35 super badges, over 1,400 Trailhead badges. She's clearly deep in the platform.
That's serious engagement. And it's not just core Salesforce, is it? I saw other things mentioned.
No, exactly. That's what's interesting. She's got Copado certs, DevOps Launchpad certs, so that's covering development, deployment, broader expertise. Plus, she founded these Salesforce WP WhatsApp groups. Shows leadership, community building,
Yeah.
and her history. Freelance consulting, roles at places like Harwood's Ltd.
Mm.
It shows she's applied this stuff in the real world. It's not just theoretical.
Okay, so we're dealing with someone who really walks the walk. Her Trailblazer profile, I assume, backs this up visually. All-star ranger status, badges everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. It all paints a picture of real expertise,
Yeah.
which is good because we're relying on her insights here.
Definitely. So the mission for this deep dive, unpack Raksha Sanganee's strategies, specifically around mastering the RFP, the request for proposal.
Right.
We want to find those actionable tips for anyone working in Salesforce or, frankly, anyone just interested in how consultants actually land these big projects in 2025.
Let's do it. So, starting point. What is an RFP, according to Sanganee, layman's terms?
Okay, yeah. She describes it as basically a formal shout out from a potential client.
Shout out, okay?
Well, yeah, they've got a project in mind, they lay out the details, and they're asking consultants, hey, pitch us your solution.
Got it. So it's the client saying, here's our problem, here's what we need, how can Salesforce, and specifically you, fix it?
Exactly. And she points out some key things you'll always find in one, the core components.
Okay, like what are the must-knows?
Well, first, the project scope, the big picture, what are they actually trying to accomplish?
Right. The overall goal.
Make sense?
Then the objectives.
Yeah.
More specific, measurable things like boosting efficiency by X% or improving customer sat scores.
Okay, clear targets.
Yep. And timelines, obviously.
Right.
Deadlines, key milestones, what needs to be delivered when.
Standard project stuff.
Pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah.
And crucially, the evaluation criteria. This is how they're going to judge the proposals they get back.
Okay, so what they value most, like technical skills, the approach, maybe cost.
Exactly those things. Technical expertise, your project approach, cost. Yeah. Sanganee really stresses understanding these inside and out.
Why is that baseline understanding so critical in her view? Because, well, how else can you tailor your response if you don't get what they really need, what their specific pain points are?
You end up sending a generic pitch that misses the mark.
Precisely. You need to show you've listened, you get their specific situation, and you have a clear plan using Salesforce to get them where they want to go.
It's about relevance then.
Yeah,
Showing you're not just selling software, but a solution to their problem.
totally. So, okay, you've got the RFP, you understand it. Now what? How do you build that winning response? Sanganee breaks this down, right? Key parts.
She does, yeah. It's a structured approach. Several essential sections.
Let's start with the first one she mentions, the executive summary. She calls it the elevator pitch. How do you make that land?
Right, it's your first impression, basically. Needs to be sharp, grab attention immediately.
Okay.
Sanganee says, focus squarely on the client's main problems, their pain points, and then, bam, here's a quick, clear snapshot of your solution.
And for 2025, she mentions specific things to highlight here.
Yes, definitely. Given that 2025 context, she advises mentioning things like AI-powered features, real-time data capabilities, any specific industry expertise you have right up front.
So signal that you're current, even forward-thinking, immediately.
Exactly. Show you're thinking about their future, not just ticking boxes.
Okay, hit those key themes early. Makes sense. After that strong start, what's the next big chunk of the proposal?
That would be the solution overview. Sanganee calls this the heart of the proposal.
The heart. Okay, so this is where the real substance is.
Absolutely. This is where you detail how your Salesforce solution directly tackles their needs.
What's critical to include here? What needs emphasis?
You're going to be specific. Sanganee stresses using the latest Salesforce innovations and best practices. Don't just talk features, talk solutions.
Okay, like?
Well, she specifically calls out AI and automation. So explain how you'd use, say, Einstein AI or maybe GPT-driven workflows to actually streamline their operations, make it tangible.
Right, show the how.
Exactly. Then there's data-driven insights. Talk about Salesforce Data Cloud, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
How it gives them real-time, actionable customer intelligence. Better decisions, basically.
Mm-hmm. Data's huge.
It is. And finally, industry-specific solutions. If they're in healthcare, talk Health Cloud. Finance, Financial Services Cloud. Show you understand their vertical. Use those tailored industry clouds.
So it's not generic Salesforce, it's Salesforce applied smartly to their world.
Precisely. And the whole solution, she emphasizes, needs to feel future-proof, scalable, adaptable, not some rigid thing they'll outgrow. Tailored.
Tailored and future-proof. Got it. Okay, solutions laid out. What follows that?
Next up, the timeline. And the key word here, according to Sanganee, is realistic.
Realistic. Okay. Based on the actual work involved.
Right. And broken down into clear phases. No guesswork.
What kind of phases or milestones does she suggest including?
She lists the typical ones, requirements gathering and analysis, really digging in. Then solution design and configuration, the build part. Then testing and UAT, user acceptance testing. Super important step. Make sure it actually works for them.
Critical, yeah.
And finally, go live and training. Getting it launched and making sure their people can actually use it effectively.
And thinking about 2025 again, did she mention anything about how the project is managed, like the methodology?
She did. Good point. She highlights that agile methods are increasingly expected.
Ah, agile. Iterative, flexible.
Exactly. Yeah. So outlining your agile approach, how it delivers value faster, how it lets you adapt to changes, that's a smart move for 2025 proposals.
Okay, shows you're monitoring your approach too. So, exec summary, solution, timeline. Now, the potentially tricky one, pricing.
Yes, always key.
Yeah.
Sanganee's main advice here, transparency.
Transparency, no hidden costs.
Right, and the price needs to clearly align with the value you're delivering, not just a random number.
How do you show that alignment?
She recommends a detailed cost breakdown, phase by phase.
So, not just one lump sum.
No, break it down. She even gives examples of line items like AI-powered workflow design, data cloud integration cost, industry cloud customization effort. Itemize it.
Okay, that makes the cost much clearer, lets the client see where the money's going.
Exactly. It builds trust. And she takes it one step further, suggesting an ROI-based model, if possible.
ROI-based, so showing the return on investment.
Yeah. Demonstrate the long-term savings, the efficiencies, the revenue growth, whatever it is. Show them how this investment pays off over time.
Right. Focus on the return, not just the cost. That's smart positioning.
Definitely shifts the conversation.
Okay, so those are the core proposal sections.
Yeah.
But how do you really make your proposal pop, stand out from the crowd? Sanganee talks about using use cases, right?
She does, big time. She says well-chosen use cases are super effective differentiators. They're proof.
Proof you can actually do what you say you can do.
Exactly. Tangible evidence of your track record.
So what are her tips for using them well? Can't just throw any old case study in there, I assume.
No, definitely not. First, she says relevance is key. Pick case studies that are really close to the client's industry or the specific problem they're facing.
Makes sense. Like speaks like.
Right. If they're in retail, show retail success.
Yeah.
Second, focus on measurable outcomes. Quantify the result.
Numbers talk.
They really do. Sanganee gives examples like reduced operational costs by 15% or increased sales conversion by 20%, specific, measurable wins.
Got it. Concrete results. Anything else?
Yes, client testimonials. If you can include a direct quote from a happy client in that case
Oh,
study,
yeah, that adds huge credibility. Social proof.
immense credibility. It builds trust instantly.
Yeah, powerful stuff. Now, Sanganee also brings up something called leveraging POCs, proofs of concept. What's the deal with those, especially for 2025?
Yeah, POCs. Think of it like a working mini-model, a functional prototype of a key part of your proposed solution.
A demo, essentially, but tailored.
Kind of, yeah. More than just a standard demo. Sanganee argues that clients in 2025 increasingly expect this. They want to see it work, even a slice of it.
So less theory, more show me.
Exactly. It lets them touch and feel the solution, see its potential in their context.
How do you make a POC effective then? What's Sanganee's advice?
Few key things. One, tailor the POC to the client's needs. Absolutely critical. Don't show generic stuff. Focus on their specific use case, their pain point,
Make it about them.
always. 2, highlight AI and automation within the POC. Show off those cool modern capabilities, the AI workflows, the real-time data insights.
Demonstrate the cutting-edge value.
Yep. And 3, make it an interactive demo. Let their stakeholders click around, play with it.
Get them involved.
Exactly. It creates buy-in, helps them really visualize how it works for them, fosters ownership.
That hands-on experience seems way more convincing than just slides. Okay, so the proposal is submitted. Maybe you did a POC. Often there's a presentation, right? The final pitch.
Usually, yeah. The final hurdle. Sanganee's best practices for the stage 2.
What does she recommend for nailing that presentation?
She emphasizes 3 main things. First is client engagement. And interestingly, she says this starts before the RFP is even submitted,
Before. How so?
with pre-RFP discovery meetings. Really talking to them, understanding their goals, their culture, their real challenges before you even write the proposal.
Ah, so you're already building rapport and tailoring from day one.
Precisely. It makes your final presentation much more resonant. Second practice, storytelling.
Storytelling, not just features and functions.
Nope. She says the best presenters weave a narrative. Connect the client's specific challenges directly to how your solution solves them. Use real-world examples, maybe analogies. Make it relatable.
Paint a picture of their better future enabled by your solution.
You got it. Create that compelling vision. And the third piece?
Let me guess. Data.
You know it. Data-driven persuasion, especially in 2025. You need to back up your story with numbers.
Hard evidence.
Absolutely. Cost-benefit analysis, projected ROI calculations, maybe specific metrics around AI performance you expect, tangible data points.
So the story creates the vision, the data proves you can deliver it.
That's the winning combo, according to Sanganee. It gives clients confidence, justifies the investment.
Okay, so pulling it all together from Raksha Sanganee's insights, winning Salesforce projects in 2025 via RFP really comes down to what? Deeply understanding the client,
That's foundational.
crafting this super tailored, compelling proposal that highlights the latest Salesforce tech, like AI and data.
Right, showing you're up-to-date and relevant.
Backing it all up with proof-solid use cases, maybe a custom POC,
Tangible evidence is key.
and then delivering a presentation that isn't just a pitch, but a story backed by solid data.
Exactly. It's really about building trust, demonstrating deep expertise, and making it crystal clear how you'll deliver measurable business outcomes for that specific client.
You know, listening to these strategies, while they're framed for Salesforce consulting,
Yeah.
they feel pretty universal, don't they? Understanding needs, showing value, proving your worth, that applies almost anywhere you're trying to win business or projects.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
The core principles are solid across many fields. It's good practice, period.
And thinking ahead, based on this, Sanganee emphasizes AI and data so much for 2025. It makes you wonder.
What's next?
Yeah. What other skills might become totally crucial for consultants, maybe even beyond what we talked about, something beyond just the tech implementation?
That's a great question to leave people with.
Huh.
Maybe like deep expertise in change management, especially with AI rolling out, or perhaps even stronger skills in translating really complex data into simple, powerful business stories.
Things to definitely mull over. If listeners want to learn more from Raksha Sanganee herself, where should they look?
Well, we mentioned her LinkedIn profile earlier.
Yeah.
She also has a personal website, rakshasanganee.co.uk.
Perfect. rakshasanganee.co.uk. We'll put that in the notes. This has been a fantastic deep dive. Really practical stuff.
Agreed. Lots to chew on for anyone in this space.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us on the deep dive.